you see, she must be corrected. Mr. Speaker, she should read the report well. There is releases and there is actual expenditure. The actual expenditure as at October is 10.8. That is the point I'm making. So as at October.
Whenever I say my PENDREAM TV there, I see them yupo.
Yes. Let me listen to Abena first.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to the report on the Right to Information Commission. Mr. Speaker, from where I came from, I know that the Right to Information Commission does a lot to help prevent illicit financial flows. The mere fact that...
Abena, can you help the House? Where are you coming from?
Oh, Mr. Speaker, where I came from before, where I was the Minister of State and the Deputy Minister of Finance.
Very well.
Yes. They played a very significant role in helping prevent or reduce illicit financial flows. We all know that it takes a huge chunk of our revenues in this regard. They play a very important role where they promote transparency and accountability. State actors and non-state actors, ordinary citizens, can call for information, write to them, and get information. And this alone acts as a check on those who are involved in such activities. But, Mr. Speaker, looking at the role they play and the amount of money that has been allocated for them, it is woefully inadequate. When you look at their 2025 reports, Mr. Speaker, they were given 1.6 million Ghana cedis as their goods and services. And this is what they use to engage citizens and also other equally important activities. But then you give 1.6 million, 1.67 million Ghana cedis, and to date, you have released less than 1,986 million, just 58% of that. How do you expect them, to work efficiently? Mr. Speaker, when you look at their report on page 3, it also says that they have forged partnership with quite a number of people to help promote what they do. Mr. Speaker, partnership with Star Ghana, GIZ, the European Union, and other foreign partners. But you ask yourself, they are doing a very important job for our country. So why don't we commit so much to help them achieve their objective, but rather we expect foreign donors to help them do their work? Is this a matter of misplaced priority or what, Mr. Speaker? Because I know the quantum of illicit financial flows that this country loses. And so the mere fact of their presence alone and what they can do and their mandate alone helps reduce this. And so I believe the Minister I saw my colleague, Honorable Ampem here. So if you can speak to your minister to make sure they are funded adequately. And even with the 1.6 million that you give them, like I said, you give them 58% of that amount. How do you expect them to work to help you raise the needed revenue that you need? Because you need revenue for your big push, you need revenue for the Nkukon Kitinkiti, you need revenue for all the other things that you have told us you are going to embark on in 2026. This holds the key, and so I expect you to do better. Mr. Speaker, again, when you go to their reports, we all know that this year government increased salaries by 9%. And last year they were given 15.7 million as part of their compensation. And so 9%, it should come to around 17.3. But what do we see in their budget for compensation? Mr. Speaker, it is 16-point-something million. Clearly, from the onset of this budget, they are adequately funded for their compensation. How is that possible? Yet we expect so much from them, and they are doing so much for us, Mr. Speaker. This is something we ought to check. Because if 15.7 million, all things being equal, you increase it by 9%, it should be around 17.3. So clearly, their compensation budget alone is woefully inadequate. They will come back to this House and we will complain that they have gone over and above their compensation budget because the minister refused to give them what is needed. This is not we asking for more. But clearly, if you have 15.7 million as your 2025 compensation amount, and government has increased salaries by 9%, 16.7 shouldn't be, 16.9 shouldn't be what they should be allocated for compensation, but rather 17.3 million. Mr. Speaker, lastly, before I sit down, we also saw in page 4 of the report that they went around monitoring compliance exercises, monitoring institutions that are compliant to the standards of the RTI. And out of the 101 institutions that they assessed, 49 fell short of the standard. In this report, nothing has been told of how they are going to handle the 49 institutions that fell short. It is not just a matter of engaging, but we also want to see enforcement, such that when people fall short, there should be sanctions or penalties to help them, or even, a system where you can bring them back to track. Mr. Speaker, there's nothing like that in this report. So it is not just a matter of allocating the money, but we want credible outcomes that we can use to judge and say that where we are putting our monies, we are getting good feedback, or we are getting something that we believe will help strengthen our institutions in this country. So, Mr. Speaker, I would urge the Minister for Finance to look at the compensation budget again, and also, at least, if you claim you are giving them their goods and services, adequately fund them. Don't let them solely depend on donor partners, because what they are doing is going a long way to help close some leakages somewhere for us and also increase our revenue. Mr. Speaker, I want to urge them that they should continue with what they are doing. They should engage more. They should share their mandates with others, so that when people are confident enough to come and make requests for information, this alone will put fear in a lot of people who are engaged in illicit financial flow. So, Mr. Speaker, on this note, I'd like for the House to adopt the report and approve the sum of 20,413,271 Ghana cedis for the Right to Information Commission. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yes, let me. I'm inclined to give it to the minister. Okay, Minister, hold on. Let me give it to Akwasimentim.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the call for the approval of the budget for the Right to Information Commission. Mr. Speaker, going through the report, one thing is outstanding, that the Commission is bent on ensuring the promotion of a culture of openness, accountability within the public institutions. Mr. Speaker, democracy thrives on openness and accountability, and effective information helps in doing so. Mr. Speaker, I would want to commend the Commission for the work done in 2025, looking at the report, what they were able to do, sensitizing, the public, going around, even with, inadequate funds, they were able to perform that effective, function for the state. Mr. Speaker, in 2025, the approved budget was 18,182,421, and the release to them was 14. In fact, we must commend the Ministry of Finance for the 82% release to the Commission. I agree that we still have to do better in providing for CAPEX. We still have to do better in ensuring that they come up efficiently in performing their duties. But, Mr. Speaker, I want to humbly say that the institution is performing very well, doing very well, and ensuring that information flow goes on well for us. I also want to say that let us all come together, support the Commission, support the budgets as allocated to them, and I believe that by the end of the year, we shall see effective performance, efficient performance from the Commission. I rise to support, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yes. Honorable Bafo. But I still go with my plea. Please, let's make things a bit snappy for us. I beg of you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Right to Information Commission, its role, significance in creating a transparent and accountable government cannot be overemphasized. But, Mr. Speaker, when you look at the allocation given to it, it looks as though, as much as on paper we consider it to be a very important outlet in our fight against corruption and perhaps in ensuring transparent and accountable government, we don't seem to be putting our money where our heart is. Mr. Speaker, I look at the amount allocated to it, Mr. Speaker, and I've been wondering what we expect of that office. Mr. Speaker, the office is not only a curative measure in terms of the fight against corruption, it's also preventive. When you look at other offices which are responsible for the fight against corruption, Mr. Speaker, you see that heavy funds have been allocated to them. Mr. Speaker, in some instances, 158 million to agencies that rather prosecute or investigate corruption in situations where the horse has already bolted. Mr. Speaker, the Right to Information Commission rather puts a light on the activities of public office holders. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, the Right to Information Commission is like a transparent grass, Mr. Speaker, around public office holders. But, Mr. Speaker, what are we seeing? It's so disheartening to notice that, Mr. Speaker, there is serious attrition in that office. Clearly, it is not an attractive office to most professionals. Mr. Speaker, one of the things that came out from our committee hearing is the fact that a lot of them are leaving because the necessary tools for performing their duties, they don't have them. Mr. Speaker, why would they stay in view of the paltry sum of 20 million cedis which is being allocated to them? Mr. Speaker, we need to increase funds to the office. Mr. Speaker, it is even disheartening to also note that we did not even make an allocation for CAPEX. And so it continues to live in a rented office. Whereas other agencies are being spent on, offices are being provided for them, Mr. Speaker, because we thought that it was the tiger that was going to roar and drive away corruption. Mr. Speaker, if there is any office that will make corruption unattractive, it is the Right to Information Commission. Mr. Speaker, if there is any office that will make the public office holder scared of corruption, is the Right to Information Commission. And so, Mr. Speaker, as I add my voice to the approval of their budget, I'm urging the Ministry of Finance to consider enhancing their budget and also ensure that they are paid enough to be able to retain human resource. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honorable Ampem, you want to say something? Okay, don't worry.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. I want the minister, the Deputy Minister for Finance, to listen before he makes his remarks. I don't know whether there is an attempt to also collapse the Office of the Right to Information Commission. Mr. Speaker, considering the fact that first and second quarter of 2025, 0 releases, how do you expect them to survive? Mr. Speaker, the allocation to compensation if care is not taken, Deputy Minister for Finance, if you look at your increments that you have done across board, they might not be able to pay their salaries because you've allocated about 16,337,059. And if you look at what was allocated last year and you do a 9%, it is more than what is being given here. And Mr. Speaker, capital expenditure, 0. And this is a commission that they normally need to enhance their capacity in terms of IT system, logistic, vehicle, office expansion. At the moment, they are still renting. They intend getting offices in 5 regions in Cape Coast, Ho, Takoradi, Koforidua, and Tamale. How will they be able to do that? Deputy Attorney General, the Deputy Attorney General who moved the motion is not even concentrating in what we are saying. You need to pay attention that the RTI, many a time when we send or when citizens send the request under the Constitution in Article 21, under the Act 989, I am, for example, I send a request to the Office of the President with regards to the helicopter crash. They address it by doing a press conference on my request. No official response has come from the presidency, but rather a press conference to address this issue. So what I'm saying is that you need to liaise with the Minister of responsible for finance. That's in first quarter, second quarter, there was 0 releases. How do you expect them to survive? That the money that they have given, 0 capital expenditure. Compensation is less by 5%. At the end of the year, if we are not careful, they might not be able to pay salaries. And it means what? They are moving to a stage of being collapsed. So you need to liaise with the ministry responsible for finance to enhance their capacity, not giving them capital expenditure, capex. It means that they will not be able to enhance their capacity in ICT, transportation, and logistics. And they want to open offices. At the moment, they are still renting. Why? And the money they have given, whether you are aware that the money they gave for compensation might not be able to pay their salary for the year. It might not be able. So you need to talk to the ministry responsible for finance, then they will be able to enhance it. Roxanne is the one who like a lot of procedure when it comes to law, that they are now using press conferences to address requests that is made under the RTI Act 989. So, Mr. Speaker, without much, I think we should approve this. But the Ministry for Finance, there are so many monies that you have given. I can see that Budgetary is here. If we take off one of the helicopters, we can add part of the money to add to what the RTI they need. We don't need 4 helicopters. We don't need 4. That is why he is here. That is why Budgetary is here, to move the motion to support that. So the most important thing is that Parliament will have the power, Mr. Speaker, to vary whatever has been budgeted for. And I am saying that we should drop part of the helicopters and give part of the money to RTI to enhance them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Leader. Yes, lastly, let me hear Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, a lot have been said about the importance of the Right to Information Commission, and so I do not want to belabor that point, except to allay the fears of especially the former Minister of State at the Ministry of Finance, and then the Honorable Habib, because both of them have made statements with regards to the allocation to the RTI for their compensation. And I think that they haven't paid attention to the details. That is why they are worried. It is true that we have increased their compensation allocation marginally from 15.9 million to 16.3 million. But if you look at the details, you see that this year, 2025, when we allocated 15.9 million cedis to them, from January to October this year, they've actually spent only 10.8 million on compensation. So there is a balance of about 5 million cedis left. At this rate, if you look at it critically, they spend on average a little over 1 million on compensation a month. There is only 2 months compensation left. They will end the year with a balance of close to 3 million cedis. So at this rate, that is why we have actually increased it marginally. If we increase with a 9% increase in compensation, it will still be able to, the allocation will still be able to cater for the compensation needs for RTI even additional a few employees if they so choose to add onto it. There was also another point that was made with regards to they getting donor funds, and the fact that they get donor funds doesn't mean we shouldn't give them allocation from GOG source. The way it works, and my senior colleague is much aware, is that when we are doing allocation, we look at the total sources of funds to the state. And then we say, if you are getting donor funds, you don't really need more of our GOG funding. So it balances out. So I just wanted to put on record that the allocation for compensation will be able to adequately cater for compensation for 2026. And so they should not be worried. Thank you, Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, just a correction here, and to let my colleague on the other side know that what he said is not the case. When you look at the report, page 7, it says releases end of October 13.3. Ministry of Finance will only release your compensation when you need it. Compensation includes other allowances. So that Ministry of Finance has released 13.3 at the end of October. So clearly, I still stand by that it is inadequate. It is not the 10, because compensation includes other allowances. And so Ministry of Finance pays the salary plus the allowances. And that is why Ministry of Finance has released 13.3 million in October. And the actual, be the salary, has been 10.8 million has been paid. But the 13.3, it includes allowances that they ought to pay to them. And that is why Ministry of Finance releases. Otherwise, Ministry of Finance would never have released it. Even monies that are due ministries, departments, and agencies are not being released. So why do you think Ministry of Finance release money for fun? That is not possible, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
The 13.3 million is the actual releases that Ministry of Finance has made. And because Ministry of Finance thinks that is what should be given to them.
Thank you for
by
clarification.
October. Thank you.
Minister, are you also coming back?
Yes. You see, she must be corrected. Mr. Speaker, she should read the report well. There is releases and there is actual expenditure. The actual expenditure as at October is 10.8. That is the point I'm making. So as at October, the actual expenditure is 10.8. So at this rate, this is what is going to happen. Thank you.
At the conclusion of the debate, the question is, as many as are in favor that motion listed 14 in today's order paper be adopted, say aye. All those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted, and that this honorable House has approved the sum of 20,413,271 Ghana cedis for the services of the Right to Information Commission for the year ending 31st December 2026.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.